They laughed at her on live television. Not because she cracked a joke, not because she stumbled on her words, and not because she did anything embarrassing. They laughed for one reason. She was a Filipino woman reading world news on CNN, and some people believed she didn't belong there. When her face first appeared on the screen, the insults started immediately. Some viewers mocked her accent. Others said her voice didn't sound international enough. A few even said CNN should replace her because she looked too Asian to be taken seriously. It was cruel. It was loud. But she refused to break. Most people only saw the final product. A young Filipino anchor sitting confidently behind the desk of one of the biggest news networks in the world. What they didn't see were the years of struggle, sacrifice, and discipline that brought her there. Before the cameras, before the makeup, before the lights, she was just a little girl in a small Filipino town with a dream far bigger than anything around her. While other kids spent their afternoons playing outside, she sat in front of a tiny old television, watching international news. She didn't fully understand everything she heard, but something inside her felt connected to those voices. Calm, strong, educated, global. She wanted to speak like them. She wanted to tell stories to the world. Her family wasn't rich. She didn't have tutors or expensive schools. She studied with borrowed books, hand-me-down uniforms, and second-hand English dictionaries. When she couldn't afford training, she learned alone. She recorded herself speaking English and played it back again and again. She practiced pronunciation until her throat hurt. She stayed up late listening to BBC and CNN, repeating every sentence word for word. Have you ever had a dream so big that people laughed at you for wanting it? If yes, share your story in the comments. Someone watching this might read it and feel less alone. By the time she finished college, she was already one of the best young journalists in her region. Her reports were sharp. Her interviews were fearless. She had a calm voice even during dangerous assignments. She covered floods, typhoons, crime scenes, and political events. People in her country began to notice her talent. Her career grew faster than anyone expected. But there was one thing she never forgot: her childhood dream of working on an international news network. Most people would have settled. Most people would have said, "I've made it. This is enough." But not her. Then one afternoon, while sitting at her small desk, she received the message that changed her life. It was from CNN. They had seen her reports. They were impressed. They asked if she could attend an interview. She stared at the screen, frozen. She read the message again and again. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. When she told her family, her parents cried. Her friends cheered. The Filipinos in her newsroom hugged her. It felt like a dream. But when she joined CNN and appeared for the first time as an anchor, not everyone was happy. Some viewers expected a different kind of voice. Some assumed a Filipino could never anchor international news. Social media filled with comments like, "She sounds weird. Her accent is strange. She should not be on CNN. Where did they even find her?" Imagine training your whole life, studying day and night, building a career with sacrifice and discipline, and then being mocked because of the way your voice sounds. Would you keep going? Or would you give up? If it were you, what would you do? Leave your answer in the comments. But she refused to respond with anger. She refused to shrink. She kept her back straight, breathed deeply, and continued delivering the news with calm professionalism. And slowly, something surprising happened. The world started paying attention, not to her accent, not to her nationality, but to her skill. She was accurate. She was calm under pressure. She never got flustered during breaking news. When politicians spoke, she asked sharp questions. When disaster struck, she delivered information clearly and responsibly. She earned trust. She earned respect. Filipino viewers around the world, office workers, nurses, students, overseas employees, began sharing clips of her online. Many cried while watching. They had been invisible for so long. Now someone who looked like them, someone from their homeland, was speaking on one of the biggest news platforms in the world. It was not just her victory, it was theirs too. Messages poured in from Filipinos in America, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. "You make us proud. My children finally see someone who looks like them on CNN. Keep going. Don't let them silence you. Viewers from other countries also began defending her. They argued that news should be about honesty, intelligence, and clarity, not about sounding American or European. Teachers used her clips in classrooms. Journalism students studied her interviews. People started asking CNN to feature her more often. And then came the moment that changed everything. A major international crisis unfolded. It became one of the biggest breaking news events of the year. CNN needed someone calm, reliable, and confident to anchor live coverage. They gave her the seat. Millions of viewers watched. Governments watched. Other networks watched. And this time, no one laughed. She was steady. Her voice was clear. Her reporting was accurate. She guided the world through chaos with strength and professionalism. Social media exploded, but not with insults, with praise. This is the best breaking news coverage I've seen. She is incredible. CNN needs her on more shows. She makes me proud to be Filipino. The clip became one of the most shared videos of the week. Newspapers wrote about her. Websites posted articles praising her work. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know more about her. The girl they mocked was now one of the most respected international anchors on television. She didn't become loved because she fought her haters. She became loved because she proved them wrong without saying a word. That is strength. But just when things were going perfectly, something unexpected happened. Something that threatened to take away everything she had worked for. A health problem quietly grew. At first, she ignored it. She thought it was simple stress from long work days. But her voice started to weaken. Her throat tightened. Sometimes she struggled to speak for long periods. The very thing her critics used to mock, her voice, was now in danger of disappearing. She hid it from the public. She kept working, smiling, reporting, even when she was in pain. Only her closest friends knew. She went to doctors. She tried therapy. She pushed through, terrified that if viewers noticed she was struggling, they might replace her. Have you ever worked so hard for something, only to fear you might lose it? If yes, write about it in the comments. You never know who might relate to your story. One night, just minutes before going on air, her voice almost vanished. She felt tears rising. Her body was exhausted. She thought about giving up. She thought maybe her critics were right. But she sat up straight. She breathed in. And she delivered the broadcast perfectly. After that night, she made a decision. She would not hide anymore. She shared her struggle publicly. Instead of laughing at her, viewers flooded her with support. They told her to take time off, to rest, to heal, to come back even stronger. CNN supported her too. They gave her space to recover. They trusted her. And when she returned, the whole world welcomed her like a hero. Today, she is one of the most loved anchors on CNN. Not because she sounds like everyone else, but because she doesn't. Not because she comes from a rich country, but because she rose from a small town and proved that talent can come from anywhere. Her story teaches one powerful lesson. An accent does not measure intelligence. A nationality does not limit potential. And dreams do not belong only to the wealthy or the powerful. Dreams belong to anyone brave enough to chase them. So here is a question for you. What dream are you scared to chase because others might laugh at you? Share it in the comments. You never know. Someone might read your words and feel inspired to chase theirs too. If you are enjoying this story and want more inspiring true stories like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. Success becomes more beautiful when it is shared. And whenever someone tells you that you don't belong somewhere, remember this Filipino woman who sat on the world's biggest news desk, listened to the laughter, ignored the hate, and became one of the most trusted voices on TV. The funniest part of all? Some of the same people who mocked her in the beginning are now her biggest fans. Because in the end, respect does not come from pleasing everyone. It comes from being excellent, being disciplined, and never letting anyone decide your worth. And the world will never forget the day they laughed at a Filipino on CNN, until millions of viewers made her one of the most loved anchors in history.